Welcome back to another video. Dear students, in this video you will learn a topic of biology, that is biodiversity, which is here on your screen. So in today's video we'll see what is biodiversity, what is its importance, and what is biological classification, what are the aims and the principles of biological classification. Well, before starting this, I just want you to focus on this picture in which you are looking that a hand is holding the whole world which is present around us. You know that every living organism is breathing in biosphere. So whole life that is existing in this biosphere has got a variety. You can see a variety of plants, and there are so many different types of animals. Let's see what is biodiversity. Let's start the video. So biodiversity is a combination of two words, bio, which means life, and diversity, that means variety. So biodiversity is variety of various living organisms that are found on earth. So these organisms, they are interacting with each other as well as they are interrelated. They have some similarities. There are some differences found among all these living organisms. So this is biodiversity. If you look around yourself, then you will find a lot of plants. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are flowering, some are non-flowering, some don't bear any sort of flower or seed. So there is a lot of variety among the whole plant kingdom. Here you can see the angiosperms, they bear flowers. However, gymnosperms, they don't have flowers. While there is a similarity between them, and angiosperms and gymnosperms both are tracheophytes. It means they are having vascular bundles. So they are vascular plants. However, these plants, hornworts, liverworts, and mosses, they are bryophytes. They are plants, but they belong to a different category of plants, which is bryophytes. And bryophytes are non-vascular plants. They don't have proper conduction system. This is because of the absence of the vascular bundles. So you see the variety among plants. Here you will see a variety of animals, like in colder region, polar bear is living. In hot desert, hopping mouse is there. Cobra is present, and the bluebird is flying in the sky. So you can see there is a huge variety among the different animals that are found in the animal kingdom. Well, you see there is a lot of variety among you. So how is this biodiversity important? Well, the first thing first, it provides many beneficial products. What are those beneficial products? You can get like wood, different kinds of wood you can get from different types of forest. Timber is there, that is a kind of wood. You can get fiber, you can make dyes, you can make rubber, you can get oil, paper, and food, leather, milk, and there are a lot of products that we are getting from this biodiversity. Then this basically stabilizes the ecosystem by recycling the nutrients. You know that microorganisms are found in the soil and they are actually decomposing the dead organic matter. So this is how different valuable nutrients are recycled, and hence they are stabilizing the ecosystem. For example, carbon, hydrogen, and there are multiple things that are found around us, nitrogen. So they all are recycled. Water is being recycled. So this is how the biodiversity is playing an important role in stabilizing the ecosystem. Then it also contributes to the reduction of pollution by means of forests. You know, the forests take the whole carbon dioxide gas and then they provide us with the oxygen, which is fresh, and thereby they reduce pollution. There are so many medicinal resources available just because of the presence of biodiversity. And to your surprise, around 80% of the world population is getting the medicine from the nature. They are also beautifying the nature. You will find a lot of flowering plants, beautiful flowers, fragrances, and very vast variety of beautiful things available in terms of living species. Just because of this beauty of nature that is present in our surrounding, this also promotes tourism. Hence, they are actually important for our economy. Okay, let's see what is biological classification. As the name is indicating, classification is simply the grouping. Whenever you want to study something easily, you just classify according to certain parameters, according to certain characteristics like similarities or differences. So biological classification is basically the grouping of organisms. So this is biological classification. You can classify different living organisms on certain basis. Now we'll see what are the aims of classification. What is our aim to classify? So in order to determine similarities and differences among organisms, we just actually classify the organisms in order to determine the similarities and differences that are lying among the organisms. Why? Because it would be easy for us to actually study them. This is very much important for a biologist or for a scientist to just have some classification in order to examine which features are similar and what differences are lying among organisms of different species, even in the similar species. And one important aim is find out evolutionary relationship among organisms. Like historically, our ancestors were there and we are the evolved products of them. So in order to find that evolutionary relationship, we need classification. So this is the aim of classification. Okay, so on what basis do we classify the organisms? So the basis on which you classify the organisms, they make the principle of classification. Here I've listed few: morphology, cytology, genetics, and chemical substances. So morphology, you know that it is the study of the external feature of the organisms. In order to clarify your concept about the homologous structure and the analogous structure, I would just ask you to just focus here. If you look at the analogous organs, these organs are structurally different while their function is same. As in case of butterfly, the wings are helping the butterfly to fly, and the wings of bat are doing the same function, but you can see their structure is totally different. However, in case of homologous structure, homologous organs, these organs are structurally same, but their function is different. For example, this structure that is anatomically similar to human, like this is the arm and this is the wing of that bat. So they are structurally similar, but their function is different. Similarly, the flipper of whale and this arm of cat, they all are same in structure, but their function is different. For example, in order to give you mechanical support, the human arm is working, and this is helping the bat to fly. So this is the homologous structure. If you consider the homologous structure, homologous organ, and the analogous organ, then we use homologous organs to classify the organisms. Why don't we use the analogous structure? So the reason is, in case of analogous structures or analogous organs, we don't find any sort of evolutionary relationship. So how can we classify the organisms on the spaces? We use homologous organs to classify the organisms. Next is cytology. On the basis of the cellular structure, we classify the organism. For example, you can classify the organism as a prokaryote and a eukaryote. Other principle is genetics. So on the basis of the genetic makeup of an organism, you can classify an organism. Chemical substances. Chemical substances, as the name is indicating, we are using certain techniques of chromatography to just check the chemical substance. It is a lengthy topic, but for the simplicity at this level, I would tell you that chemical substances play an important role in the classification of bacteria. So you saw there are different principles of classification. When you are going to classify the organism, then you will have to just keep them in mind. You classify the organism on the basis of homologous organs, because they have got some evolutionary relationship. As you saw in the example of human and bat, they have a certain evolutionship in them. They both are mammals and they belong to chordata. So homologous organs are used for classification, cytology, which is cellular structure, genetics, and then the chemical substances. I hope that you understood it. What is biodiversity? What is its importance? Biological classification, its aims, and the principles. I will see you in the next video, and take care. Have a great day.